Don't waste your time. The story of Jack. My name is Jack. I am 72 years old, and this might be the last story I'll ever tell. If you're reading this, I want you to listen carefully because this story is not really about me. It's about time and how easily we let it slip away. When I was young, I thought time was endless. I used to sleep till noon, laugh for no reason, and spend hours doing nothing. My mother often said, Jack, someday you will wish for these wasted hours back. But I would just smile and turn away. I believed there was always tomorrow, another morning, another chance, another beginning, and so I did nothing meaningful. I was 19 when my uncle Thomas came to visit. He was a quiet man, old but sharp as a blade. He looked at me just once, and said something I will never forget. Don't waste your time, Jack. You will never get it back. I laughed. It sounded like one of those boring adult lectures, but I did not realize those words were a mirror showing me what I was becoming. A few months later, my uncle passed away. When I stood by his grave, his words echoed in my ears again and again. I started wondering what if he was right. That night I could not sleep. For the first time, I looked at my empty room, books, unread paper, blanks, guitar broken, everything around me seemed to whisper, You wasted too much. I did not become wise overnight, no, but something changed. I began waking up early. I picked up one book and I read just one page a day. At first, it felt pointless, but slowly it became a habit. Then I started writing one small thought every morning. At first, those lines were messy, meaningless, but over one time, they became reflection of my mind. Discipline did not come easy. There were days I wanted to quit, days I felt like the old Jack again, but then I remembered Uncle Thomas' voice, don't waste your time, and so I continued. Year passed. I finished college not with flying colors but with effort, with sweat, with pride. I started working at a small publishing house. My first job paid almost nothing, but I loved being around words. There I met Leah, my colleague, and later he love of my life. Leah was not like me. She was focused, full of life, and she never let a single minute go idle. She once told me, Jack, if you respect time, it will give you everything. And she was right. With her, I learned that time is not an enemy, it's a teacher. Every second use will it reward you. Every second you waste, it silently walk away, never to return. Life was not perfect. We lost our first home in storm, lost our savings and failed business. There were nights we slept hungry, days we smiled through pain, but we never gave up. Leah used to say hard times are just delayed reward, and maybe that's why so survived every storm together. I started teaching part time soon. My small notes and writing were turned into a little book. It was not a bestseller, but one review said, This book feels like a conversation with an old friend. That was enough for me. Years went by, we built a home again. Leah became a professor. I continued writing one page every morning, just like I promised myself. Then one winter evening, Leah did not come home. She had collapsed in the library, a heart attack, the doctor said. My world stopped. I sat beside her empty chair for days, listening to the silence they left behind. All her books her notes, her laughter. They were still here, but she was not. That when I truly understood what time meant, it was not about seconds or hours. It was about moment, the ones we shared, the ones we lost, and the ones we never created. If only I had realized it earlier, I would have held her longer, talked to her more, loved her deeper. Month after Leah's death, I found an old envelope among her papers. It said, "To Jack for when you forget the meaning of time." Inside, he had written only one sentence: "Time is love, Jack, nothing more, nothing less." I cried like a child that night because I finally understood he had always known. See, that day I made a promise to use every second left in my life to teach others what I learned too late. I started visiting schools, colleges, and even prison anywhere people would listen. I never talked about success, money, or fame. I only said one thing: don't waste your time because one day time will waste you. At first, only a few cared, but slowly people began to listen. One boy told me, "Sir, your words stopped me from quitting college." Another said, "You made me call my mother after years." And that when I knew I was finally living with purpose. Now I am old, my hands shake when I write, my voice trembles when I speak, but every morning I still wake up early, I still write one page. Today page is special because I know it might be my last. I look outside the window, the sun is rising soft and golden like Leah's favorite morning light. The birds are singing just like the day we met. And I whisper to myself, "Don't waste your time, Jack." It makes me smile because now those words don't sound like advice, they sound like peace. If someone ever finds this notebook after I am gone, I want you to know you don't need a grand moment to change your life. Just start small. Wake up early, read one page, write one thought, say one kind words, and keep going it. Because success does not come from big chance, it came from small consistency, from choosing growth over comfort, meaning over lazy, purpose over time waste. And one day when you look back, you realize the person you became was built by the minute you did not waste. So, if you remember only one thing from my story, let it by this: don't waste your time because time is the only thing that never come back. If this story touched your heart, drop a comment and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.